Hi, I'm Connie, group fitness instructor with the Wenatchee Racquet Athletic Club. Today we're doing a gentle at-home workout. We'll be using a chair, so find yourself a sturdy chair, and we'll be using one weight. We'll work all the different muscle groups of the body and keep our heart rate up. We're going to start with a little warm-up. Make sure that you've placed your chair where you can move around it. We'll be doing some shuffles. We're going to start with a step touch, going to your right. Step touch, step touch. So start drawing the navel toward the spine. That activates your core muscles. Bring your shoulders back. Your head is high, nice and tall. All right, in 4, 3, 2, we're going to shuffle around. All the way around, leading with your hip. And then step touch to the left. So we're getting the body warmed up. We're raising the temperature about a degree, getting the blood to flow from the inner part of the body out. All right, in 4, 3, 2, let's shuffle again. All the way around. And step touch. Right, left, right, left. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, shuffle, right. Step touch, left. In 4, 3, 2, shuffle left. 4, 5, 6, 7, step touch. 2, 3, shuffle. Step touch left. 4, 3, 2, shuffle. Step touch left, right, left. Shuffle, right. Woo. One more time. Step touch. And shuffle. All right, let's come to the front of the chair. We're going to stand for a moment. We're going to just march. So nice and tall. Start getting those knees up there. Now heel taps out front. That starts to give us a little active stretch in our calves. Four, 3. Little front kick, not very high, just loosening up the back of the legs. Moving stretch. Warming up. Back to those heel taps out front. Four, 3. March it out. Now find your chair. We're going to have a seat. So, sitting on the edge of the chair as much as you can. That starts to activate all those core muscles that hold the spine nice and tall. We're going to sit tall, shoulders back, and march here. So same thing as we were doing standing. We're starting to get used to the chair and moving in it. Drawing the belly button back toward the spine like you're trying to touch it back there. And that gets all those muscles working. With chair exercise, we often need to readjust. We start to slump down, gravity takes over, but we want to sit nice and tall. Heel taps out front. Heel, heel, tap, tap. starting to use the core even more to help to control those legs. Now let's kick or straighten the legs. Starting to activate those big quad muscles of thighs. Don't slump down. Stay nice and tall. And back to heel taps. So it's quite a challenge to march in a chair. It's different than marching while standing. Your core is working a lot more to lift the weight of those legs. Now, we're going to start stepping the legs out to the side and back in. Now, not just the toes, not just the feet. It's a whole leg movement. We're starting to warm up in the hips. Loosening them up, loosening up those hip joints. We're going to push out. Now don't turn in your chair, stay facing front. We're trying to get the hips to start activating. All right, in 4, 3, we're going to lift the knees and push up. Sounds a little slower than a march. It's a lot more control here. Still sitting tall. Whew. In 4, 3, now front kicks. So you're straightening the legs, kicking out, now pulling around. So we're starting to get that torso to rotate a little. Get those spinal muscles to loosen. Woo! All right, in 4, 3, back to the step outs. Push, push. Sitting tall. Might start to become a challenge to sit tall. If you just can't, then take a moment. Let that back round and rest, and then sit tall again. In 4, 3, knees up, press up. 4, 3, now front kick, let's pull around. Pull, pull. Gets that upper body warmed up too. Your back is stretching a little. Come on. 4, 3, 2. Now come on down and just bounce those heels so the toes are on the floor. Let's kind of round the back. Let that low back stretch a little bit. Let those core muscles relax. Now sit tall. We're going to jump rope. So try to get both feet up off the floor. Now taking it into a jumping jack, out and in. Okay, in 4, 3, back to the jump rope. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, jumping jack. Out, out. 4, 3, 2, jump rope. Woo, jacks out, out. Now just 4 of each. Jump rope and jacks. And jump rope and out and in and jump rope and out and out. That's actually only 2 jacks. Out, out, and jump rope and jack, one more, and jump rope and out, and stay wide. All right. Now the lower part of the body is anchored to the chair, so we don't want to twist very far, but we're going to reach across reach across. And push. Get that shoulder blade to stretch. We're getting the muscles around the torso to stretch and lengthen. And it's a gentle spine twist. Getting it ready for movement. So, nice moving stretch. Now we're going to go up overhead. Up, up. Reach up and over. Reach through the fingertips. Woo. One more each. Reach. Down your sides. Okay, let's open up. Stretch the chest and the front of the shoulders. And forward. Rounding. And back. Inhale. Exhale. All right, we're going to start now with one side using the weight that we have. Now you can decide how heavy. You can always adjust it to lighter or heavier. Our legs are hip width apart because we'll also be lifting our left knee as we do a shoulder press. So palm faces in, elbow into the body. You start and end at the shoulder height. We're going to sit nice and tall. Our core muscles are activated here to keep that spine from slumping down. Shoulders are back. We're going to press straight up to the ceiling. So it's not out in front, not off to the side. It's straight up. Now, let's get that knee to lift as well. So you're using a great amount of core muscles to help lift that foot up off the floor. Only do what you can. Exhale. Inhale. All right. In 4, 3, 2. One more time. Now let the leg rest a moment. Arm is going to come down. Palms still facing in. We're going to use the big side muscle of that shoulder. So keep the elbow unlocked. And we'll lift out to the side, only up to shoulder height. And once you get that arm started, now lift that left knee again and just hold. Now that puts us off balance. So now the middle of the body has to work even harder to keep us centered on the chair. Lift. Now keep that shoulder from lifting too. We're hinging here in this shoulder joint. And only do what you can. How about 4, 3. One more time. Now let that leg come down, let it rest. We're going to keep it in that right hand. We're going to do that same movement, but this time we're going to be leaned over. So we're working on the back of that shoulder, and then in a moment we will do some front lifts to work on the front of the shoulder. So leaning over, your back is straight, your shoulders are back, and your head is just neutral. Don't look up, but don't look down. Belly button pulled back, and out to the side for 4, 3, 2. One more time. Then sit up tall, palm faces in still. We're going to lift front. 2, 3, out to the side again with a lean. 4, 3, 2. Then sitting up tall. 4, 3, 2. Remember, both of these movements are only up to the height of the shoulder. One more time. All right, last one here. 4, 3, 2, And before we finish with this side, we're going to weight that knee. So gently place it on the knee. Now, sit tall, belly button pulled in. We need those core muscles to help lift and lower that knee. So you're working the leg muscles and the core muscles. You're training the abdominals to hold the spine nice and straight and tall. Woo! Only do what you can. All right, we've got 4, 3, 2, and let's place that weight aside. Let's put it down. We're going to be doing, oh, no, we want to keep it. Or you can always put it aside. We'll be doing some marching to get the heart rate back up again. And then we'll be doing some sit to stands. So your legs are hip width apart. We're going to just hold that weight close and start marching. So we're narrow right now. Sitting tall, shoulders back. One more and wide. Now it's harder to march wide. It's hard to lift those feet up off the ground in a wide position. 4, 3. Now back to narrow. 4, 3, 2, and out. 4, 3, 2, narrow. Now try to extend that weight out from the body a little bit. Wide. And in. Now if it's too hard, you can bring it close to the body. But we're holding a burden as we're marching. So the further out from the body, the harder it is. One more time. Narrow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and out. I guess I lost count a while back. All right, bring it in. Now legs are hip width apart. Now set the weight down if you are going to need to help yourself get up out of the chair, or if you have a support next to you. Otherwise, we hold the weight close. Now, we'll be pressing into our heels. So it's important that our legs are not way out in front and that they're not underneath us. Those feet are planted right under the knees. Now the trick to getting up out of a chair is the lean. So you're leaning forward, that shifts your center of gravity forward. Put your body weight into those heels where you're going to press up. Push up, and then sit back down. Up and down. So you can just hold the weight, or a little extra challenge is from your chin, press it up. Pushing through the heels. One more time, and then we're going to stay up. Now bring the weight down. We're going to pretend like we're sitting down, but we're going to pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. All the weight is in your heels. In 4, 3, 2, and have a seat. Now just hold that weight. Let's march some more. Now wide. Now narrow. And wide. Bring it out from the body. Narrow. 4, 3, 2, wide. 4, 3, 2, narrow. Wide. Woo! All right, back in. 4, 3, 2, and wide. Last one. Bring it in. Legs hip width apart. Ready for your sit to stands. And press. Now you can always speed this up or slow it way down. Remember, if you can't get up off that chair, lean a little forward. Lean forward more. right, one more. Stay up and down, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Hold, hover there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Have a seat. Know where your chair is at all times. Woo. All right. Now, we are going to go to the left side. So, take your weight. Legs are hip width apart because we're going to be lifting that right knee this time as we do a shoulder press. So remember, don't let it come down further. You're going to start at the shoulder, lift, come back down to the shoulder. Sitting nice and tall, belly button pulled in tight. Start with your press. And then add that knee in. If that makes it just too difficult, just stay with the press. Or maybe do some shoulder presses, and then some knee lifts. Almost there. Keep pushing. 4, 3, 2. All right. Calm down. Palm still faces in, elbow unlocked. We're going to be working the side of that shoulder here. So it's up, up. Now glance at it once in a while. Make sure it's where you think it is, not too high. Now that right knee comes up and holds. Now our body has to fight to stay centered in the chair and not fall over. So you're working a lot more core now. Woo! Only do what you can. It's a smaller muscle group, the shoulder muscles, even though this is the biggest of all the shoulder muscles. In 3, 2. All right, coming down. Now we're going to be doing that same movement, but this time we're leaned over. So, come on over your lap. Keep your back nice and straight. We're coming out for 4, 3, 2, but then sit up tall and come front. So your thumb is leading the way here. One more. And lean and lift. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. One more set. Lean over and out to the side. And then front. Finish up with the front lobe of that shoulder. One more. All right. Setting that weight gently on the leg. Nice and tall. All the power comes from your middle here. Pull that navel back and lift and lower. So your body's fighting to stay tall. It really wants to slump down. This is where the mind over matter comes in. All right, here we go. 4, 3, 2. You got it. Okay, just hold that weight in. Let's march leading with the left foot this time. Even out the body a little bit. March it wide. March it narrow. And out. And in. 4, 3, 2, out. 4, 3, 2, in. Out. In. Out. One more time. March. And out. Wide. bring it in. Now find that squat position, your feet right under those knees, your hip width apart or chair width apart, feet are parallel. All right, hold the weight in. We're going to do sit to stand. And in a moment, I'll show you a little modification higher if you want higher intensity. We're leaning, pushing through the heels, and up and down. Now, here's that add-on if you want to. Let's do a knee. Other knee. So now you've made it a stability exercise because you have to try to stay stable on one foot. That's always a challenge. Keep that weight at the upper part of the body, just under the chin. Only do what you can. How about one more? Now, don't sit down. We have to do our pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. And have a seat. Now set the weight aside. We're going to go back to our jump ropes, jumping jacks to keep that heart rate up a little. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, jumping jack. Jump rope. Jacks, out, out, out. Jump rope. And out, out, out. Keep those arms moving. Big circles. Jacks. And jump rope. Almost there. Come on. Jack, jack. One more set. Jump rope. And jacks. Out, out. And march it. Or bounce those heels. Let's do that. All right, let's give our back a rest a moment. Round those shoulders forward. Let the low back stretch and rest, and let those abdominals relax. Okay. Now, back to standing. So remember how to get out of a chair. You lean, push into the heels, and you're up. Let's go to the right side of the chair. So we're going to be working on primarily our hip joint, strengthening the stabilizers in our hips. Now, if you don't need the chair, don't use it. We're going to just start with some leg lifts. So, your outside leg, the one that's lifting, is going to be locked. Locked at the knee. We're going to pull the toe toward the shin, so flexes the ankle. Now, you're lifting and lowering. You can't come very high, so don't try to force it. If you turn the toe up, you can come higher, but then it's a different muscle group. We're working in the side of the hip, working to strengthen those stabilizers. So keep the toe pulled up. Keep the toes facing front. Use the chair if you need to. All right, one more. And not done with that leg. We're going to bring the knee up in front of the hip, down, and then out to the corners. Up, front, corner, front, corner. Now we really need those core muscles to lift that knee. So draw that navel toward the spine, of course. Get tired of hearing me say that. Out, front, out, front. Now that standing leg is working too. You're working in the hip joint, stabilizing your body. It's a stability exercise, and you're working on the muscle stabilizers. One more. Try not to let the hips turn. You're opening up that leg. Back to the side. We're going to point the toe, lift, circle. Whew. So now we're not focusing just on the side of that hip. We're working all the muscles around that hip joint. Use the chair for balance. It can't go very high. Other direction. reach out through the toe. You're locking the knee. It's not a soft knee, it's a straight leg. Reach. And last one. Now last thing before we get to change legs. It acts as a good stretcher for the front of our hip and to strengthen that leg muscle. We're just going to lift front and back. Now you can't go very high and back. That hip will stop you. So don't do a big back bend or lift the head to get that leg higher. Just let it stop. But keep it straight because that gives us that good stretch in the front of the hip flexor, the muscles that lift that knee. 2 more. So that acts as a strengthener and a stretcher at the same time. All right, now before we get to the other side, we're going to stretch in back of the chair. So we're going to put our fingertips on the back of the chair, but don't pull it. It's not anchored. You're going to start tucking the chin and walking back away from the chair and around that back. Really get a nice stretch in the upper back. And then lift the head and walk back in. Now your feet are practically under the chair. We're going to lean down into it. Now lift that chin just very gently. And you can feel the stretch starting in the neck and going down the chest. Don't let the shoulders raise. All right, and release. Now, we're going to do those same leg lifts on the other side. So you switch to the left leg now. You're going to lock that knee on the outside. That supporting leg, keep it unlocked so it doesn't fatigue so fast. Pull the toes up, toes stay forward, out and in. And use the chair or don't. It's always there to help with stability. Knowing that it's there to help us balance helps us to concentrate more on doing the work. If you need help, now really pushing out through that heel, you're locking the knee, feeling it, really isolate. That's our middle gluteus. It's the gluteus medius. Not the big one in back, the maximus, but the side one of the stabilizers. You're also working up your side. 2 more. See if we can get the legs even. Woo! Now that knee is going to bend and come straight out in front of the hip, then off to the side, angled. So don't force it too wide. Whatever that natural angle will be. Front, side. So we're not letting the hips turn when we angle out. We're forcing the body to stay square, stay facing front. Now your abdominal muscles are working as much as your leg. Whew. Now one more set. Keep it up. Lift and out. That also gets that other one tired. All right, we're going back out to the side for the leg circles. So we're straight again, locked, pointed this time, not flexed. And just lift and circle. Keep the top of the foot facing front. We're not turned up. Only do what you can. And other way. So that supporting leg is tiring as much as that hip joint that you're working. Whew. Building a lot of good endurance in those muscles. And bring it down. And let's finish with that part stretch and part strengthener. So you're just going to lift it front swing it back. So use that chair to help you balance. You don't want to worry about trying to balance while you're working in that joint. Lift it, both directions. You're not swinging, even though it's kind of a swinging motion. We're lifting, lifting. Woo. All right, one more. Up and back. All right, we're gonna have a seat. Do some stretching. So you're sitting on the edge of the chair. All right, let's put our hand on the opposite knee. Other hand is on the chair. We're going to straighten the spine, really stretch up through the top of the head, and then turn around and back up the car. So look behind you. And then release. Let's go the other way. You're going to sit tall, turn, look behind. Try and get those eyes to go that direction. Where your eyes go, your head goes. And where your head goes, your body goes. All right, back to center. Let's walk those hands back the chair, back, and then up the chair to as high as you can, while comfortably holding a good stretch in the front of your shoulders and across your chest. Don't force anything, but you want to give it gentle, constant pressure to keep lengthening muscle fibers. All right, walk it back down. We're going to widen out the legs. Now you can do this just on your knees, leaning over. We're going to tuck the chin and round the back. Let that upper back really stretch. Or, if you're able to, come on down and hang like a rag doll, and that gets that stretch further into your low back. Now your head is below your heart for a moment. We just don't hold it very long. And then roll back up. Bring the legs a little closer in. You're going to try to get that right ankle onto the left thigh. Now you might need to give it a little gentle push, or maybe it's just pretty good the way it is. You're stretching in the hip over here. You're also stretching the inner and outer thighs. Now if you need more stretch, you sit tall and you come forward with your back straight. And release. Now that leg, you're going to stretch the back of it. So sit on the very edge of your chair. We're going to hold on to the chair for dear life. Back is straight, shoulders are back. We're going to come forward like we're trying to touch that chin to the toe. You're pulling the toes back. Your knee is straight. We're stretching in the back of that leg. And then back up slowly. Other ankle on the knee. Let that knee just kind of fall out to the side, or maybe give it a little extra pressure. Or, if you're pretty flexible and you need more stretch, just come forward. And then raise back up. Bring it out in front. All right, locked. Hold in. Back straight, hold on, come forward, so we don't let that chair slide out from under us. Your chin is lifted a little, but don't look up too high. We don't want to strain the neck. And then raise. Let's widen out those legs. We're going to come forward and reach, tuck the chin, and out and pull back. Right arm reaches up, left arm is on your chair. Reach over the top. Come down and the other arm up and over. Feel that stretch down your side. Both arms up. Lengthen the spine. Reach for the sky. Get those arms next to the ears. And then let them come down. Let the shoulders come down away from the ears. You have perfect posture. We had fun with a chair today. We'll see you again.